Now I invite you to turn to your neighbor and greet with each other in babbling.
When we let go of our battles and open our hearts to things as they are, then we come to rest in the present moment. This is the beginning and this is the end of spiritual practice. As we come to rest in this present moment, on this Sunday morning worship, may we embrace together the uncertainty of improvisation as a spiritual practice. And within the uncertainty of each moment that unfolds, may we discover new voices within ourselves that call for attention and love. Hi, are there any kids here who want to come up? We're going to help the adults make up a story. Come on up. Come on. Am I going to come help me? I'm going to be all alone. Here we go. Good. As you guys are walking up, have you ever made up a story? Yes. So many times. So you guys are experienced. Exactly. Well, she just said one time she made up a story, had no idea how it was going to end, but it kept going for an hour. We're going to do the first part. But actually, she's just described this entire service. We know we have a benediction, we have a square service, but we are doing this with you. And now, we're going to make up a story. So each of you has one turn. We're going to go around the circle, and if you don't want to contribute, you can pass. And we are just here on Sunday morning, right in this time and place. Close your eyes just a second. Imagine some story. And I'm going to start it off and jump in if you need to. And we will start with you. Are you ready? I'm going to start it. And then we'll kind of go this way. Once upon a time, I saw a bunch of little boys and girls. And I felt... And what else happened next? Then they said what?
Then they saw a giraffe.
They saw a giraffe. So she said that she felt scared, and then they saw a giraffe.
And then a giant piranha plant came and scared them all. The piranha scared them into the ocean, and they met a magical dolphin that helped them not drown. The dolphin swam away and they saw a truck. Half trout and half apple.
Half trout and half apple. Oh, my goodness. What is this?
They thought it was very weird.
And that means we have half trouts and half apples in the Unitarian Universalist service. And we're pretty weird because I was ready to stop, but Yuri wants the story to go on.
Well, that's why we are here, right? Discovering our stories.
Anything else?
And then the giant trout species evolved and it made an overwater that had piranhas sticking out of their back.
And if you killed the piranhas, the species would go away and never eat you.
Somebody else wanted another. Oh, now you're ready.
But if the piranhas get off, they kill everybody.
Okay, one more chance for you two. Up. He hadn't gone yet. He's a big kid at heart.
And then one of the Unitarian Universalists in the congregation heard this story, thought it would be a really cool video.
Last two. I think you get the last one.
And then they made the full game. The end, everybody.
Oh, that's right, this is improv. Think about that, right? Don't we approach life like that? Like we have some lines and then all of a sudden we just go, yeah, kind of quirky, right? But for some reason, sometimes that quirky kind of works. We do these things that we never thought we'd ever do, and it turns out to be pretty great. We meet the people that we never thought we'd ever meet. It turns out to be pretty great too. I like to think of life not as a stage, just with a script. That's a house script, not in the studio. Life is a stage, however, you're given a mic, you're told to freestyle, and you're expected to tangle, right? But you tangle on, and it becomes art. It becomes beautiful. Sometimes it can be quirky, but it's a quirky kind of beautiful. Sometimes it can seem like you really had all this thing planned, and you played, cranked the funk, and said, yeah, I did. You know, you did. But man, oh man, isn't it wonderful to have that as an art form for yourself, to share with other people. That's what I think about this place. I feel welcome here to share that art with you. That freestyle in my life, that tangling and tangling on with all of you. And I hope you feel that too. With that said, if no one said it first, welcome to Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Raleigh. And I can tell you that we're multicultural and diverse and all of these other things that we're used to saying and hearing every week. But instead, I'm just going to freestyle this and say, I love you. I love all of you. Just where you are. Free and quirky and beautiful. So let's share that love today. All of us. Together.
plays wrong notes. How dare she sings wrong notes. What does that say?
No wrong notes.
Right, no wrong notes. As a choir director, I'm sure my choir members have heard me many times, don't sing wrong notes. And as a child growing up studying classical music, I've heard more than I wanted to hear. Don't play wrong notes. How many of you have been told you were wrong in singing or dancing or anything? Yeah. People have looked at me and says, where did you learn that dance? Not in the nice way. That really stopped me from dancing. And I'm sure my mother would tell me, your sandals are not matching. Well, so, no wrong notes, right? When I first started this journey into improvisation, believe it or not, it was scary. Yuri is kind of smiling there. He's a lifelong improviser, but I had told him I never improvise because I didn't know how to. I didn't know what notes to start with. People said, just to play chords. Chords, but which one? Which one is the right one? I was just absolutely scared. But
No wrong notes.
that's right, no wrong notes. It's first note is the hardest, but it's fine. They're all right notes. So I invite you all to just express in one, whatever the sound that comes out of your mouth, unique, beautiful sound of your own, and then see how we can make harmony together. Now, not the right harmony, don't take me wrong. All harmony is unique and beautiful. And just because I'm holding the mic doesn't mean you have to sing my note or somehow fit with my note. And that's we call one quality sound. And let's just let it go first. Together. And let's just make it really powerful, loud. Isn't that gorgeous? And this is just how the life is like. You know, some old people just don't look like them. But and I don't even know what kind of music they might play. But, you know, if I'm open to what they're going to do, we might discover something beautiful. And in the meantime, this guy also doesn't look like me. And I don't know how he's going to move. But perhaps we can respond to this music together. open to unknown. I don't know them. I don't know you. But I can find out who you are. And perhaps we can make beautiful music and beautiful dance together.
heads now, or keep your eyes open if you're more comfortable. Get your feet on the floor, get yourself grounded in whatever space you're in this spiritual practice of improvisation. Breathe with me now, as Thich Nhat Hanh says. Breathing in, I see myself breathing in. Breathing out, I see myself breathing out. In. Out. In. Out. I am the rest between two notes, which are somehow always in discord. Because death note wants to climb over. But in the dark interval, reconciled. In, out. They stay here, trembling. In, out. I see myself breathing in. I see myself breathing out. And the song goes on. Beautiful.
Silence. Tell you a little bit something about silence. I was born March 6, 1980. Cried as I came out of my mother's womb. And then silence. Silence lasted for close to 5 years. Imagine me. This guy. Yeah. This ham of a man that stands up before you every time he gets a chance and grabs a microphone in his hand. For the first 5 years of his life was silent. It almost scared my mother out of sanity. I was sent to different therapists to figure out if I was deaf, to figure out maybe I just didn't understand the gobbledygook that meant human speech. I could not figure out anything, because I said nothing. And the only thing that they could think to put me in, as far as a category, was he must be autistic. He's smart. He seems to know the difference between red and green. He seems to know how to draw, how to interact. He never says anything. He's not mute. His vocal cords are fine. He's silent. And he has this different mannerisms that are not what we're used to. For some reason, it kind of falls in this category. So I was diagnosed incorrectly as a person who was full spectrum autistic. So bottom line, my mother had a panel of doctors tell her I was going to be on the short bus for the duration of my life. My mother stared all of these people in the eye and ever so eloquently said, "Hell no. That is not going to be my son. I will help him when you will not." And she began to sing. Words meant nothing, but sound did something to me. I loved it. I mimicked her. Then I craved more. I wanted more sounds. I wanted more song. But it was time for me to learn syllables. It didn't make sense when everybody else said it, but it made sense when she sung it. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. My mother was the first MC I ever heard. That was hip hop for me. And then learning was fun. The syllables became words, the words became sentences, the sentences became paragraphs, the paragraphs became essays, the essays became dissertations, the dissertations turned into standing ovations, college accreditations. And then it wasn't fun anymore. Everything was so critical. Everything had to be thus and so. It was these T's and I's that needed to be crossed and dotted. And all of a sudden, I ran out of things to say. And I felt sorry. It's been a year in silence. I wrote to people. And then in that time, I learned something very important. If I'm constantly saying these syllables, and they have no space, I give them no time to have meaning. So there is purpose in the silence. I don't always have to be the one who makes all of the noise. I have to give it meaning by breathing meaning into them with spaces between the notes. May this be something that you take with you. In those times that you choose to be silent, in those times that you choose to make some noise, enjoy them both. May the song continue on.
Let us find notes and the silence within us. So first, I want you to discover what unique beauty you brought here today. They are hidden between your hands. So then peek. You see how beautiful that is? Do you see it?
You got it.
Got it. Oh, I think I got yours.
Yeah, this one's kind of,
Yeah.
yeah.
Can you share with your neighbor what you have? Your unique, beautiful something?
It's kind of gooey.
It's interesting, right? Let it go. And catch whatever you find.
That got why.
Life has its own beauty.
I think I will.
And please, whatever you catch or you have caught, take it with you in your heart. It may be your own, it may be someone else's that you don't know. Now it's part of you.
I love being a Unitarian Universalist. I brought my books today. All kinds of books. I was a lost boy, literally a boy, although I was quickly becoming a man at about age 23. I was down at the corner of the Boston Commons next to the stately Arlington Street Unitarian Universalist Church, big stone edifice. And I wandered in there that Sunday morning in those old 19th century, I think, pews. And there they were, a bunch of dancers moving down the center aisle doing African dance. 1971, 40-some years, 45, 46 years ago, and I found my faith community, and I've been there ever since. I never wavered, and that's because I had these books. So Thich Nhat Hanh, one of our great Buddhist teachers and writers, he tells us to breathe in and breathe out. In one of his meditations, you know, I really don't know how to talk about improvisation or a spiritual practice, but I know I do this every day, and Thich Nhat Hanh gives me the confidence to do it. He gives us these gifts, and one of them is, he says, to breathe in, I see myself as a flower. Breathe out, I feel fresh. Breathe in, I see myself as a mountain. We've all seen mountains, the Smokies. Maybe you've seen the Great Sierra Nevadas. A few of us have seen the giant Himalayas. But I've seen mountains, and so do you, every day. What is it I will climb today? Is it a molehill? Is it a mountain? Can I keep my balance? Can I read my book and keep my balance at the same time? Hold it, hold it. Whenever we feel despair, anxiety, fear, hold it. Or anger. We are carried right into the heart of a whirlwind. We are like a tree standing in the gale. If we look up, I'm in a whirlwind. We see the gale. Hold it. Hold it. We look down. We shall know the roots of the tree are held firmly in the earth. And we shall feel more stable and at rest. Breathing in. Say it with me. Breathing in, I see myself as a tree. Breathing out, I feel solid. You know, I had a privilege of spending a year in India, about a year. I didn't really study the Upanishads, but I knew what they were. And it's amazing, these faith traditions we have, they are with us in so many ways. We can be a tree with Thich Nhat Hanh, and listen to this from the Upanishads. Self is everywhere, shining forth from all beings. Vaster than the vast. More subtle than the subtle. Unreachable, yet nearer than breath. Than the heartbeat. And you know, most of us came from the Judeo-Christian tradition. I can't leave that out. I grew up with it. I knew the 23rd Psalm. But how many of you knew Psalm 19? Not me. But listen to this. Why didn't we know this? Let me always feel you present in every atom of my life. Let me always feel you present in every atom of my life. Let me keep surrendering myself until I am utterly transparent. So I don't know about you, but I like this humanist stuff too. I like clinical psychologists. Jack Kornfield, one of the great Buddhist teachers, was a clinical psychologist. And he says this: how can we work with the pain of judging? If we try to get rid of it by saying, who hasn't said this? Oh, I shouldn't be judging. What is that? We're judging. It's just another judgment. Instead, he says, acknowledge the judgment as it arises. And what? Let it go. Time to take my books, my judgment or not, my mountains and my molehills. What is love? Gratitude. The Tao acts, but doesn't expect. The Tao acts, but doesn't expect. The Tao acts, but doesn't expect.
The Tao. I think of the Tao as the heart. It acts. It may expect some, not much. You ever thought about that? Your heartbeat? You hear it? Your heartbeat? How generous the heart is to us. No matter what we do or don't do, for some reason, it just keeps on beating. I want to hear your hearts. hear all our hearts beat. We give our hearts here to each other in this place today. In this present moment, we share our hearts. We share all we can here. At this time, the offering will be received of our work, of our love for this place, from our hearts. Yuri wants the heart to keep beating. She wants that. Oh, was that kind of wine? Say word. Okay. Heart's the remix right there.
Uncertainty of improvisation as a spiritual practice. And within this uncertainty, as each moment unfolded, we discovered new voices within ourselves as individuals and within this community that call our attention to an expanded voice of love. Go in peace.
Now let's just make one quality sound together. Whatever is in your heart, get it out.